welcome back. I am so happy here. We have the fam live with us on stream for the Inside Star Citizen review. We have been waiting an entire month. Jerod is moving to bloody old England. And that's not really a great thing to say for the people that are watching us in England. I'm sorry that I refer to you as bloody and old, but you know, you're used to that vernacular because that's how you say things over there, right? No. All right, I will not talk about that anymore because I am sticking my foot in my mouth, and this is the greatest time to be back live sticking my foot in my mouth for you. Thank you. All right. Today, it looks like we are going to be having a wear and tear affair. Now, some people would say that was a couple girlfriends ago for me, and I can't talk about that because it's a little too steamy, and Twitch would throw me off their platform, and YouTube would follow up with another ban. Although I think I would be safe on Twitter, as Elon has now bought it. So I think I'm going to move over to Twitter. But anyhow, let us check out wear and tear. This goes in with salvage. There's so many things happening in 2022. Don't listen to people that say nothing's happening in 2022. There's so much happening. Gen 12 helping out the main threading and speeding things up a bit, helping us out with better performance has been fantastic. Leaf, my friend here, doing a great video we're going to watch tomorrow. And he's just like asking people the question like, hey, why are you streaming Star Citizen? You're seeing a lot of big names, big YouTubers in the millions start to stream Star Citizen, and that's really good for the project as well. So I'm really happy seeing what's happening in the Star Citizen community. You know, we've been covering it here on the channel for, I don't know what now, Jesus, 5-6 years. It's one of our main content. It's one of the main content here on DG360, and of course, you know, we view quite a bit of things here on the channel, but Star Citizen is definitely our favorite. So let's check it out. Let's see what's on the agenda tonight.
Hey y'all, greetings from sunny United Kingdom. It's a time of change at the moment as I relocate from Los Angeles and our Winslow and Frankfurt offices prepare their move into the new digs over the next coming months. That means that this quarter of ISC may be a little different, a little more run and gun than usual, recording from wherever we can.
Dude, is this his flat? Damn, dude, what a view. Is this the offices in Manchester? Is this Jerod's flat? Because he's living it up right now. Holy shit, he's living it up. Is this Jerod's flat? Oh my God, what a player.
Week to week.
I think we're going to get player Jerod. I think we're moving on to a new season. Spring is definitely sprung in Jerod's life. And let me tell you, it looks as if he's going to be very happy in England. I can just tell right now. I can just tell.
Whether that's our old Winslow office you're already familiar with, sticking our heads into the currently under construction new offices here in Manchester, or even my new flat that's currently filled with half-constructed IKEA furniture.
That is his
Yes,
place.
it's an exciting time for ISC and for Cloud Imperium Games as a whole as we continue.
Is that a green screen? Is this a great boy? I am good at this. I can't believe, man, Jerod's getting serious player gangsta money right now. Look at this place. Look at this view. Could you imagine? Oh my God, Jerod. Good for you. Good for you, Jerod. Good for you. He's been dealing with a lot of shit. A decade worth of strife and struggle. Give the man some perks, right? right. Give the man some perks. Good for you, Chris. Good for you, Chris.
Continue to grow. So please, pardon our dust this quarter as we continue our look inside of Star Citizen's continuing development. And we're going to start things off this new quarter and this new year of the show with a brief look at a presentation given recently by our own Forrest Stephan to directors, detailing an evolution of our wear and biome systems we want to put forward into development later this year.
Greetings all, Forrest here. Some of you may know this.
Oh, wow.
I love playing Star Citizen. I play it on Fridays. And I was running around Microtech when I realized there was a bit of a problem. there were some major inconsistencies between the characters, the weapons, and the environment in regards to the biome accumulation.
Well, how the fuck did that happen?
So I tried to come up with a solution, and then I put together a presentation. Because before we decide to work on a feature of any kind, it is important to make certain we're all on the same page. So today, I'm going to share with you some of those ideas from the presentation I recently gave to CR and other directors before any of the work had started.
Oh, wow.
Now, disclaimer, Jerod said you'd find it interesting. So if it's not, blame him.
It's interesting, actually.
So for those of you who don't know, biome is weather, and accumulation is the effect that weather has on the materials. So if a character walks into a biome, that character's shader will reflect the weather.
Right. This is what I love, Star Citizen, man.
Simply put, if you walk out in the rain, you're gonna get wet. Right now, when you play the game, there's only a single texture handling all accumulation effects per asset. So my pitch to Chris was, let's make it procedural. How we did this was we used Substance Designer to automate any textures needed for any biome required. This alleviated
This is going to add so much more to the game. This is exactly why I love Star Citizen. Right, like Leaf says, I love that this is already more than what most games do by so much, by tenfold more than other games in terms of detail. Absolutely, Leaf. But he's like, it's not good enough. Yeah. So like a lot of people get upset about that. And I never understand that, right? Because people are like, oh, that's feature creep and that's going to add so much more time till the game gets finished. And the thing is like, we've been doing this 10 years, I think we've already delineated like the people that are like hardcore down for the project. And, a lot of people call us crazy. They're like, would you just be happy if you were a grandpa and then it still wasn't finished? And I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, that's a little extreme. That's going way to the fucking extreme. But here's the thing. I'm fine with it taking another fucking 10 years. Like, I know that's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe DG said that. I've had the best time of my life covering this project. Like, I have met so many cool people. This is, again, why we're going to watch, and I'm glad Leaf is here tonight because I planned on talking about this, but I really love this community. Like, I've seen so many, like, different stories. I've seen people come in and absolutely fall in love with it and then hate it and then love it again and then hate it and then love it. And I've seen people stick with it and just like get completely enveloped by it. I've seen some sadness too and some bad stories, but like I've like in the grand scheme of everything, I just love the journey. Like it's really just a great, fun thing to be involved in. And some people would think I'm crazy, but like I'm absolutely fine waiting 10 more years. I want a game that is going to give me something that no other game has given me. And that is the ability to have every game mechanic as possible in the experience. And I don't think anybody's really talked about that. We've talked about it. In fact, that's how I really got popular on YouTube, was to theory craft the hell out of things that we wanted in the game. Some people would say, oh, theory crafting's not really important, but damn if that didn't propel this channel here through the moon. Because we talked about so many different things we wanted, like weather effects and dynamic weather and the weather to actually mean something and wear and tear. And here we are, right? I think we talked about dynamic weather and the fact that we wanted the weather to, we wanted it to affect our clothing. We wanted it to affect metals and fabrics and textiles and just different types of assets in the game. And we talked about this back then in 2014, 2015, and people said we were crazy. People said, no, There were so many overwhelming amounts of voices that were the loudest that said, no, we don't want this, DG. But there was a lot of us in this community here that said, yes, like this is why we came to this title. This is why we came to this project. We want something different. We've got the standard cookie cut bullshit AAA, which is, I use that term loosely, finished products, which generally are a bunch of shit anyway. And here we had something that was going to give us an experience like we have not ever had. And yes, it's got a lot of fucking hiccups. Yes, it's got some issues, but boy, like we've seen it continue forward amongst all this like crazy this criticism that is just tries to hammer it down to a point. Like I like rational criticism. It's good to be skeptical, right? I always looked at the Cloud Imperium's business model and how they brought in the revenue, and I wanted to see them bring a profit. And now they're just busting the doors down. They're blowing the doors off in terms of the amount of profit they're making, and they're really successful in terms of their model right now. And they recorded a profit on their P&L. And all the concerns I had in the business world at the real life business of Star Citizen, it's like that's gone. And that was like one of my biggest, factors of like saying, okay, we got to really be careful here. And they showed us that they can get past that. They're showing us the growth and the progress. And I'm sorry I'm rambling on, but this is the thing that we do here on the Inside Star Citizen Review. We talk about the good, the bad, and we talk about where we're going, where we've been. And it's just, it's great. I got to meet all of you guys, it's great.
Labor off the artists.
Thank you guys. Sorry. Let's get back to
it. So look, when you have a bunch of people creating the same thing, you're going to have different results because we all see things differently. Doing this procedurally solves the visual inconsistencies of biome accumulation. And of course, with graphic support, it's going to be even better.
Yeah, that Gen 12 info that dropped last week was like, oh my God.
All in all,
delicious.
The reason this is so important to me is it gives us that immersive planet-side experience while playing the game.
Passion, right? When I see developers have passion talking about what it is that they love to do in their job as an employee, right? Dude, I can't tell you I ever see this from any other company. Okay, there's a couple. The CD Projekt Red, I know a couple developers there. They're very, I'm not saying developers aren't passionate, by the way. Like everybody's going to take that one out of context. What I'm saying is it's so refreshing to see it here. The transparency, to be able to hear it. This doesn't feel scripted at all. This dude is like, hey, I want to see this in the game, and this is something that I think Chris would like, pitching it, putting it in there because he's passionate about it, and boom, boom.
On my Friday nights.
Right, Lee.
Wear and biome accumulation are essential elements in creating a universe that feels simultaneously alive and lived in with its expected and anticipated effects on players, buildings, and vehicles alike. And up next, the teams have been busy while we were away, so let's check in with the AI and EU sandbox teams in this week's Sprint Report. To get things started this week, let's jump into the world of AI with some sprint updates from a variety of tasks the team is tackling for both Star Citizen and Squadron 42.
Crack open a beer
Up
here.
First is the collision resolver.
Apple juice.
Now, currently in the claustrophobic corridors of a ship or station, NPCs will often have no collision so that they can get to where they're going relatively unimpeded. But nobody wants characters just walking through other characters. So the collision resolver is a new system currently in development that will temporarily shrink the physics bubble of AI and change to the relevant animations, allowing them to pass through many situations they currently cannot. In addition, missions that require AI to come down from orbit and either deliver or pick up the player or goods often follow the terrain just a little too precisely, bouncing needlessly up and down over obstacles far, far below it, making it look, well, just janky as heck. So the AI flight path system is getting new features that allow for both local and look-ahead searches to determine not just safe altitudes that they can reach their destination.
Listen, and nobody's really talked about this, but one of the reasons you're seeing a lot of work on AI is obviously Squadron 42. So, a lot of people saying, oh, we're not going to get any progress because everything's on Squadron 42. Well, that translates right over here into the PU, the persistent universe. And they're working a lot on AI because they want to get Squadron 42 out of the door. Jake confirmed, says Limitless. So you're going to see a lot of AI improvements.
With, but also fly a more smooth and natural motion than ever before.
A lot more.
This system can also potentially
look what we saw already. We're seeing NPC movements, so we're seeing NPC movements being resolved, right? On some in some areas, right? We're seeing flight patterns, AI NPC flight patterns being worked on, right? This is exactly what's happening because they're working on Squadron 42 and they want the finished product. They want to bring in additional revenue. I mean, they paid those actors how many years ago, right? And I know Chris is itching for it. He's like, let's go. Let's get it going, guys.
Be used to allow NPCs to determine their own landing spots using many of the same size and shape and availability judgments the players themselves have to use.
Yes.
And that's pretty cool.
That's a great comment. That's a great comment, Explodo.
The team is also working to improve downstate reactions. As you can see here, where a group of actors discovers a fallen body. In this case, they might just rush over, investigate, and then fan out as seen here.
That's tight.
Or perhaps they'll slowly approach with one person investigating while another stays behind to provide
missions, man. Missions in Squadron 42. This is all the mocap work that they did. This is all the mocap work that they've done, man. And I'm sure they're going to probably put in even more. This is all the fucking mocap work from Squadron 42 that you're seeing, and they're making sure that everything's running smooth as butter. Smooth as butter.
Cover.
It is. It's a satellite, right?
And for anyone that's ever done the underground facility mission, improved response times for when their investigation of a fallen comrade is interrupted by an uncautious player. The AI content folks have also recently completed a sprint on a variety of usables such as these vending machines, where AI will ponder their selections, use their Mobiglass to complete the purchase, and even get frustrated when it doesn't work out.
That was cool. And Leaf says, Fear was great, but SIG's approach seems to change everything, especially the quantum and quanta with schedules and especially subsumption. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm really looking forward. We've got like tier 0 coming in. I'm very curious to see how that's going to affect the economy, if at all. And also when talking about the physical quantum when you're traveling as well, unrelated, I think, from what Leaf is saying. But, the times and the durations that we're accustomed to right now in Stanton aren't always going to be the travel times in other systems. You're going to have some systems that are very spread out where you're going in quantum for sometimes up to like 20, 25 minutes, sometimes even longer, depending upon where you're traveling in certain systems. And people have not put this together yet. They haven't been even talking about it. But like, this is why I love the realism, right? Some people would say, no, we got to make it shorter. But if you're talking about people that are very dedicated towards exploring, I think that's what they're looking for. I think people that are explorers want the experience of travel times being longer, especially if they're a multi-crew ship with other people where they can get out, sit down at a table and talk about their mission, right? Or what they're going to do. Plan it out why you're actually in quantum, especially a long travel time, right? That's what makes the game fucking different. That's what makes it so very different, right, Leaf? Yeah, dude, and you remember this was a big debate like a year or two ago where people were like, oh, we want faster, and shit squashed. That shit was squashed by the Star Citizen community, and I'm very happy that it was, because the people that are coming to this game aren't playing Fortnite. No offense against Fortnite players, but I think many people understand what I'm trying to get across here. people that are coming to this title want the realism, like all 24/7 realism. So, you know, something that needs to be talked about is that as well.
And then you can see here the entire carbonated refreshment flow behavior, where we get our drink.
Right. Like, I'm sorry to keep stopping, but these are great talking points you guys are mentioning here live right now. And if you're watching this on YouTube on the highlight, you guys gotta hop in here. You guys gotta get in here live. Like, the discussions are fantastic. Tech says 20 minutes of Quan will be lots of opportunity for breakdown quests. Also will be lots of opportunity for mutiny, right? Like, imagine you're traveling for 20 to 25 minutes and some people don't want to, or some people don't want to go there, and you got like a mutiny situation, dude. And some people would cry about that and go, but imagine like you plan a fucking mutiny. Damn, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody really gets into the nitty gritty of everything, man. You can have like some serious, realistic, things happening on these journeys, you know? Craziness.
Return to our table, consume our drink,
I do, Tech,
and then dispose of it in the receptacle where it can be properly despawned to preserve server performance. Yay!
Wow.
And before we move on, let's go back to that failed reaction from before and see if we can really get inside the head of our AI in this exact moment. All right, let's see. Think I'll go for a peach flavor today. Make my payment. Oi, what gives? Hello, Mr. Machine Man. Oi, bruv, give me my peaches and prawn delight. That ain't right.
What?
Hey, wakey wakey. I ain't got time for this. Well, maybe just a few minutes more. Hello. Oi, this thing is really fastened in there, isn't it? Doesn't move an inch. You know, back in my day, we used to move these things all over the stand system.
Wait, who's doing the voice here? Is this Jerod doing the voice? It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
You're lucky you're not physicalized, bruv.
Right, Jack? I had to bring the shame
moving
out.
along. Let's check in with the EU Sandbox team and their
really
continuing work fleshing out the derelict outposts to be found on the surface of Pyro's planets and moons. What you're seeing here is a white box traversal test, the kind of work often done by level designers to flesh out aspects of the intended gameplay experience before artists come in and finish it out visually. And as you can see here, these derelict outposts are intended to be canvases to a variety of mission types and emergent opportunities, storytelling possibilities, and given that it's Pyro, maybe even some unavoidable PvP firefight eventualities. And in addition to working on the colonialism outposts, the EU Sandbox 01 team are also exploring new gameplay opportunities out in the farthest reaches of the upcoming Pyro system. What you're seeing here is some early pre-production work on larger scale points of interest to be explored throughout the system, utilizing...
Hold on a second. I know what time it is. I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? I think I know what time it is. It's slow-mo time.
Production work on larger scale points of interest to be explored throughout the system, utilizing debris from capital ships, or in this case, defunct, damaged, or destroyed space stations from days gone past.
They're not cringy. God damn it, Professional. Professional just ruined my slow-mo experience. God damn it. Pepe, Professional just ruined my slow-mo experience. I think it's the first time this has happened live on stream where he's ruined it. Just go back to normal speed. Just go back to normal speed. God damn it, Professional. See you, bro. How could you ruin my slow-mo moment?
The upcoming Pyro system is intended to be rich with a history more violent and conflicted than the Stanton system you're already familiar with. And without the efforts of megacorporations like ArcCorp, Hurston, Microtech, and Crusader keeping things relatively nice and tidy. That means a variety of husks, relics, and otherwise aging locations to discover from the nearly 500 years of space travel and exploration that have occurred in this lawless frontier.
Man, this is fucking fantastic.
This also includes variations with pre-existing pathing solutions intended to guide players safely to their destination through a damaging or otherwise dangerous array of obstacles, not unlike the famous coil from Squadron 42.
Intuitive design, man. Fucking intuitive art. Love it. Dude, this is exactly what I wanted out of Pyro. I wanted it to look like this, man. I wanted it to feel dark and dangerous. And this is like, it looks so good.
Yeah, they may be lawless out here,
right, Tech?
but nobody wants to die unnecessarily speeding through an array of microasteroids or by losing hull integrity to corrosive agents and the like when making their way from one outpost to another. They're outlaws, but nobody likes a bad road trip. And beyond just being a cool place to explore visually, it's important these points of interest provide gameplay opportunities to players within. As the mission system spawns its myriad of mission types to explore, collect, attack, rescue, salvage, repair, and more, we also want to create environments that provide compelling reasons to leave your larger ships at the outskirts, safe from the dangers within, where a smaller craft would be perhaps a more tactically sound solution. And if you're asking yourself, what the heck is this place? We're going to talk more about what you're seeing here later in the year. So what did we learn this week? Well, we got a glimpse at the earliest stages of...
Dude, the salvage gameplay is going to be tight. I'm really going to dig the salvage gameplay, and I can't wait to see that tie into the economy, man, especially when I'm seeing Pyro and all these parts and pieces, and like I want scrap to actually equate to credits, and I can't wait, man. I just can't wait. There's so much more on the platter, man, that's planned, and there's so much that's been added. I was watching refueling mechanics and really excited about the gameplay there, and seeing the old docking mechanism from the P-52 into the Connie, and seeing the same thing being used for the fueling arm off of the Starfarer, and the UI that's being involved with the refueling, man. I was just like, wow, this is so good what's happening right now. So good what's happening. What's up, Execute? How you doing, buddy?
Feature iteration with a look at the exact same kinds of presentations given internally to directors to scope out work for the months ahead. That the AI team continues to push the everyday behaviors of NPCs in naturalistic ways in their continuing efforts to create an immersive experience for all players. And that traveling through space looks to get just a little more involved and potentially a lot more dangerous as we continue along with our path to Pyro. That does it for us this week. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jerod Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.
Yeah, great show. Thank you. It's so great to be back here. We're going to have an after party for everybody who's here live, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody who watching on YouTube. Don't forget to push the thumbs up button and like us. Help us out with the algorithm, man. It's so nice to be bringing this content back here on DG360, and it's a great time. I love the comments on YouTube. I love the talk here in the chat live. Make sure you get here live. Support the show. Support this amazing community of people. It's just a really good time. I'm so happy to be back. Just feels so good. And we're going to have our after party now. So if you're here live, we're going to have some fun. We got a lot more things to watch. Let's do it. Pepe, if you can get us over there, buddy, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it.